What's up, guys? Jeremy Conn here. This is going to be a short one, so my apologies for that. Time is of the essence. I'm headed to a concert this weekend, a festival for 3 days. I'll still be recording as I talked about it, but I'm going to go through these games. I actually have a baseball game, a WNBA game, and two college games we're going to talk about. My free play is actually going to be another freemium. It's going to be a premium play for me, so we'll get into that in just a second. First, click the like and subscribe button. That helps us out. If you click the notification button, it lets you know every time one of these gets posted. If you text the number to the side of the screen, you can text the words Inner Circle, and you'll find out more about the Concrete Inner Circle. It's something we're doing on Telegram with some, it's a rated system. There's a lot that goes into it. So hopefully you guys, if it fits you and you're a high roller, definitely check it out. Last night wasn't a good day for me, full disclosure, as I gave out a free prop play, and that hit, and you didn't have to sweat it, and I felt really good about the Yankees under, and then we got two bombs late. We talked about the Cubs and what can go wrong there and getting nickel and dimed, and sure enough, it happened again. Young pitcher comes in, walk, single, it's just, and you can't get out of your own way, and then it just unravels. So, yeah, bad breaks on the past 2 days, and the Cubs unders. I had the Orioles over. It lost by a half a run. These weren't all the plays I had up on the site. These are plays that I had. I only put up 3 plays on the site, and I went over, and nobody likes to admit that. It sucked. Felt great about the Cubs game, felt great about the Yankees game, and you get done in by 2 outs and a 3-run homer. You get done in by 2 homers late in the game to send it over by a run. So it wasn't my night last night, and I had the A's over as well, and they scored 6 runs against Hunter Brown. But the Astros could not score against Luis Severino, so therein lies the rub. Now, where do we want to go from here? As far as Thursday was going, I talked about how much I love the plays. My favorite plays on Thursday, I loved East Carolina, but more so I like the under in the Arizona-Seattle game. I mean, if you're honestly looking at it, I love this play. Unless there's some sort of goofiness here, and Thursday nights can bring this, with special team scores and turnovers that just amount to points right off the bat. Not necessarily like a pick six but fumbling or interception in your own territory. That could be 3 or 7 there. I feel like this is an underplay, and I think Seattle's going to be a premier under team for most of the year, kind of how we look at some of those teams in baseball. So I was on that. Where else did I love the Phillies over. That was my weather play of the day. I did like the Cubs under, but I didn't make it a play. So I only had the 3 plays on Thursday at Pickdawgz. I put them in a triple play, and then I'm going to probably take the 2 football games from Thursday and put it in a triple play with Friday with my favorite play that I'm going to give out here. So let's just get into it. Tampa Bay at Toronto. It's 62 degrees. Not sure if they open up the dome. Don't expect it as we get to this point. It's Adrian Hauser versus Shane Bieber. And here's what we have. Adrian Hauser, not a big strikeout guy, right? He's more of, I've talked about this before, he's one of the more extreme ground ball pitchers in all of baseball. Shane Bieber's been really good for them. As I look at it, Tampa doesn't have a whole hell of a lot to play for. I would like to see more with what happens with their bullpen today to see who they have in case Hauser can't go deep in the game. Blue Jays are playing for a lot here with what's going on with the Yankees, and they got to go to the Chicago and beat up on the White Sox. And I know some Toronto players and fans are upset, but these are the breaks. That's who they ended up playing at that point in time. And by the way, if you're asking me, Aaron Judge should be the MVP. I don't get it. I don't get any of this. Like, it's cool what Cal Raleigh's doing. I'd rather see him win just for the sake of I don't want to see any Yankees players win. But Aaron Judge has had the most amazing season this year of all the players. Like, Raleigh has more homers. That's it. Aaron Judge is going to win the batting title as the best one of the best power hitters in the American League, considering what Cal Raleigh's done. It reminds me a lot of when, and again, I thought he was deserving at that point. Russell Westbrook averaged a triple-double, and now we have guys that are averaging triple-doubles for a season, and it's like, we've already seen that before. It's a catcher that's hit 60 home runs, and, yeah, he DHs a lot. He's a great player, phenomenal. He's having one of the best seasons we've ever seen for a catcher. Aaron Judge's season was better. He's got the highest WAR in all of baseball. So, but anyway, with this game, I would look at Toronto, but I'm going to tell you to take the under. Toronto doesn't strike out a lot. I don't think that matters to Adrian Hauser, but I think the under is the right play on this side, so I'll lean that way. Las Vegas at Indiana in the WNBA. The series tied up at 1 apiece. 162.5 is the total. Not doing anything with the total there. but with Las Vegas minus 4.5 on the road. And here's what I'll say. I think Cinderella's shoe is coming off. I think the right spot here is Las Vegas, even on the road, minus those points. Do I think Indiana could keep it close? Sure. The best player in the league is on Vegas' team, and Asia Wilson, anytime she wants to take over a game, she can. Again, I think the air is coming out of that balloon, and we see this kind of fade off into the distance. Like, great run by Indiana, especially without doing it without Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham. But I think this is the spot. My lean is going to be to take Las Vegas minus the 4.5. All right, 2 football games. One of which, Florida State at Virginia. Virginia's getting 6.5. The total is 59.5. I want to just change how I wrote this up so I don't make a mistake in writing it up. But this is one of those spots where, okay, let's take a look at Florida State real quick. They beat Alabama, right? And I think that game looms so large because it was the beginning of the season. They were 2 touchdown underdogs. And I think we all thought Alabama was going to be much better. And Florida State had that weird, crappy year where it's like they can't get out of their own way. And now they've played better. So they beat Bama in game 1. Then they beat up a cupcake. They dropped 70-some points on a directional school. And then they play Kent State, who's flat out stinks. Florida State's 3-0. The Bama game opening up the season, yeah, that looks like a great win. I'm not sure how good Florida State is. I do think they're good, full disclosure. But what I'm saying is when you're getting 6.5 points with a division or conference opponent, that's where I want to look. Because if I'm looking at Virginia, they beat Coastal Carolina. They lost to NC State. They beat Stanford and William & Mary. So Stanford's not good. William & Mary, we're not worried about. Coastal Carolina, same thing. Playing NC State and losing that game to C.J. Bailey, I don't fault them for it. It's a really high total here, which it almost makes me want to take the over. But I'm going to lean Virginia, and I've talked about this. Home dogs on island games on weeknights. Virginia, this is their Super Bowl. They've got it circled. We're on national TV. We're playing a team that's undefeated. Let's go out there and whoop their ass. Now, I don't know that they beat them because I think Florida State is more talented, frankly. But I do think this game is close, and I think Virginia keeps it within the 6.5. All right, my free play. Let's go to TCU at Arizona State. Arizona State is -3. So here's what we've had so far. TCU 3-0. Just beat SMU. Good play there. Abilene Christian. They beat UNC, which we thought they were going to be good at the beginning of the year, and it turned out they were trash. Josh Hoover looks great for TCU as they're 3-0. Arizona State lost at Mississippi State. No harm, no foul. It's an SEC game on the road. Arizona State was in the playoffs last year, but Cam Scatabo and a handful of others, they still have one of the best wide receivers in all of college football there. They won at Baylor. They beat Northern Arizona. They beat Texas State. So, again, not much there, but Sam Leavitt looks pretty good for Arizona State. I'm going to keep this brief as I'm trying to hurry up. I got so many things to get done, so many recordings to do. I love Arizona State here. You're getting them -3. TCU's defense is questionable at best. I think Tyson eats in this game. I love this spot for Arizona State. Give me them -3 is my freemium. It's my free play. And again, do with that what you will. And I'll be around posting stuff all mornings on Saturday, Sunday, going into Monday. As I said, I'm at a concert Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's the first time I'm going to miss like all the football. But just where this thing falls, so that's what we're doing. With that being said, guys, check out pickdawgz.com. Lots of great stuff going on over there. Also, check out all the different handicappers. You can see who's hot, who's up at the top of the leaderboard. I'm looking forward to a really good NFL weekend. Lots of games that I like, and college weekend as well. Looking to bounce back there. I think there's some really good spots to go over. So, hope you win some cash. I'll see you tomorrow morning.